UN has condemned the Israeli strike on the Evin prison. The UN said that the Israeli strike on the prison is a grave breach of international law, and the prison is not a military object. And the UN, I beg your pardon, the UN human rights spokesperson Tamin Al-Khitan has said that this is condemnable. And meanwhile, the inmates were held in prison have been transferred to other states in Tehran province as per reports. Aditya, my colleague, is joining us on the broadcast to give us more details about this. Aditya? Aditya, if you're there with us? Aditya, if you're there with us? Aditya, prison being targeted is something which is, of course, being condemned here.
Absolutely, Vineet. UN has condemned the Israeli strike on Evin prison. This Evin prison is considered a notorious prison in Iran. Which it uses as a deal with the Western with its Western counterparts. It houses several of the notorious criminals of Iran. And UN has said that the Israeli strike on Evin prison is a grave breach of international law. As per some reports, the Israeli Defense Forces deliberately targeted this Evin prison because, it is considered to be the most notorious prison in and around Iran. Even prison is not a military objective. As per the UN version, Evin prison is not a military objective. UN human rights spokesperson Tamina Al-Khadin has said. Meanwhile, also due to this Israeli strike, there were some reports that some of the inmates who were lodged in this Evin prison had managed to escape. So now it needs to be seen as to how Iran will respond to this attack on its Evin prison. Yes, Vineet.
All right. Well, Trump has broken, in fact, he's spoken on the ceasefire, and he's tweeted that do not drop those bombs. If you do it, it is a major violation. Bring your pilots home now. Donald J. Trump, President of the United States, is what Donald J. Trump has just tweeted. Siddharth, my colleague, is with us on the broadcast to give us more insights into this. Siddharth, it seems that Trump himself is announcing the ceasefire on X. He's enforcing the ceasefire, but Israel and Iran don't seem to be caring.
Absolutely, Vineet. We saw the fact that both Iran and Israel have been making those threatening statements against each other. You saw a massive Iranian attack on Beersheba earlier this morning as well. Now, before leaving for the NATO summit, there are two sets of statements I would like to clarify for our viewers that Donald Trump has made. One on Truth Social, which is on your screens. The other one is when he's speaking to reporters before leaving for the NATO summit. Trump says that he's really unhappy with both Iran and Israel, and specifically Israel because of the statement that came in from the defense minister that they're going to respond to these attacks made by Iran. But yes, there is a lot of confusion on the situation right now, whether there is a ceasefire in place, whether there is a ceasefire not in place, because from the situation on the ground, from the comments that are being made by both Iran and Israel, doesn't look like what Donald Trump wants is really happening, and he's showing his frustration in these comments that he's made on both these platforms.
Siddharth, appreciate you joining us. Thank you so much.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.